Hello and welcome to the Ending Body Burnout Show. We are your hosts, Chris and Philly, co-founders of a multi-award-winning functional medicine practice, serving busy people with energy, mood, and gut issues.
While busyness, addictive doing, people-pleasing, and perfectionism might be the norm, it's not normal, and it's a major contributor to health issues.
Our goal with this show is to give you a holistic root cause approach to healing your body so that you don't have to continue doctor or diet hopping or popping a gazillion supplements hoping something might stick.
So get ready to heal your body, get your spark back, deeply connect with yourself, and step into the life of your dreams.
Let's dive in.
Hello, welcome to the podcast. We have a great little episode for you today, all about word swapping, rewiring the brain, and switching off your chronic health symptoms. And today you get a sneak peek into a live group workshop that we held in the past as part of our Ending Body Burnout Method program. We've never done this before, so it's a cool little sneak peek into experiencing what it's like to work with us inside our 6-month holistic root cause healing program. Our Ending Body Burnout Method is opening doors very soon in 1 week, which I'm so excited about. And it's a one-on-one program. I mean, there are 2 options of working with us, and both options have one-on-one support. So it's not just a course, it's not just group coaching. You get so much individualized, personalized support and one-on-one time with Chris and or I. And as part of our Ending Body Burnout Method, we also hold weekly live workshops to support the healing of our clients, where we can take a practice and dive deeper into that so that they can learn to really embody and integrate, and to get coaching and to have their questions answered in real time, or take a coaching framework and really unpack that so that they become their own self-healer, and we're creating a transformational space for that. So I'm sharing this workshop for 2 reasons. First one is so you can experience real time the way that we run our group sessions. I know that there are a lot of people that I talk to that are kind of apprehensive about, the group part of our Ending Body Burnout Method, which I always find so interesting and so curious. I curiously wonder if that is a pattern that is not very resourceful. It's like, okay. Sometimes people have a preconceived idea that it's sort of like a AA meeting where you sit around and you talk about your problems and you get some therapy. It's not like that at all. It's very workshop style. As I said before, we go deep into a practice or a coaching framework, and we're taking all our clients through that during the workshop, which is what you'll experience in this episode today. And just a reminder that the doors do open in a week, but if you are on our wait list, you will have a 48 early bird bonus period to be able to join early, which is great if you can do that, because then you can save or secure a spot. We do provide one-on-one consulting and coaching, so we only have limited spaces. Also, if you're on the wait list, you get access to our early bird bonuses, which are worth over $500. And our prices to the program will be increasing next intake. So if you jump on the wait list, join this during this period, then you'll save up to $1,700, which is always nice. So I'll pop in the show notes the wait list. And the second reason why we are running this workshop is we dive into, or running this workshop, sharing it on our podcast, is because we're diving into a specific brain retraining practice to help rewire brain-body signals and to switch off chronic health issues. So it's really practical. This is a tool that I actually discovered through another podcast ages ago when I was on my own healing journey. And this one practice changed things big time for me, especially around gut issues and histamine intolerance. And even like food allergies, sensitivities, skin issues. So it's a pretty amazing, very simple but very profound practice, and I'm gifting that to you today. And if you really like and resonate with today's episode, you will love our 3-day free event, Rewire Your Brain to Heal Body Burnout, where we will share so much more of this style of coaching. So I'll pop that in the show notes. That event starts next week during launch week, and it's a great way to experience what it's like working with us in real time as well. So also, just so that you know, the episode finishes quite abruptly because we're only sharing part of the live workshop. I do, in the workshop that is in the recording portal for our clients, then continue on to talk about self-havening and taking them through a somatic process. But I haven't included that in this episode. One, it would be a very long episode, but also you can join the Ending Body Burnout Method to get more of the practices. All right, so let's dive into today's podcast. Hello, everybody. How are we? Hi. Okay, so I'm really excited about tonight's topic because it was one that I found super useful when I was on my own healing journey. We'll get to that in a seckie. What I would love to start off with, because I don't know if anyone remembers last week, I'm like, oh, wins. Oh, no, wait, we'll get to that later. And I never gave you guys the opportunity to share wins. So in the chat box, pop in the chat box a win that you've had this week or multiple. This kind of carries on from what we were talking about last week with evidence collecting. So helps to focus the brain towards what you do want and celebrating the wins. I'm curious if anyone's been like actively collecting evidence this past week, and have you found it useful? Has it helped? That's okay, Julie.
All good, Nat. No worries.
Ooh, Caroline. I went to the supermarket after work today and was starving, but I did not buy any chips. A huge win for me. Were you tempted, or it was like purely like, nah, don't want them. Don't need them.
Oh, Mariah, this is really cool. Aim to have 10 active clients a week by the end of the year, and you hit 7 this week. Awesome. That's really cool. Having that capacity to be able to serve, yay, and work. Oh, I'm so excited for you. What a blessing. That's awesome.
Proud and still 2 more months to, you'll get way more than 3. If you want more than 10. Pam, majorly triggered, started to spiral, but I was able to use new tools to bring myself back to present.
Wow, that's
awesome.
Cool.
Awesome. So good. So today, hang on, Sally. And welcome to your first live group call, Sally. Super exciting. Completed outlets this week, learnt lots from my latest test results, got a plan to start. Yes.
Yeah,
awesome.
It's been a big... I was going to say week, but it's a big period for you, Sal. Hey, good job.
And Julie, staying with daughter and grandchildren last weekend and gave myself rest with legs up. Awesome. I would be curious around how you felt whilst doing that. Was it like, I give myself permission, or I have to do this? Hey, Kathy. I found myself super calm this week, even in the face of trialing situations. Awesome. So good. Mariah. Also 70% through Spark after giving myself a full day to work through the material. Nice. And we had some clients, I think it was Fiona, someone who's been working with us for a while, and she's like, sometimes it's fast, sometimes it's slow, and it's okay. So Mariah, you've just had like a fast, speedy. Okay, so we're going to talk about word swapping today, which is a technique. It's a really specific brain retraining exercise or practice, I would prefer to use the word practice because you're practicing it daily all the time. And I'm curious if anyone who is new, because I'm sure that people who have done a spark cycle or 2 or more would definitely know what we are talking about when we talk about word swapping. But just in the chat box, if you haven't got to this part in desired state, which is the very last outlet at the end, curious to know if you have heard of this, if you've tried it, and also if you have tried it or you've been implementing it so far, your experience of it.
Got a good question from Denise. Here we are. Flare-ups. Flare-up of symptoms when you've possibly found the root cause.
Sometimes.
Yeah,
yes.
Not everybody, but stuff happens. We call it next level problems, when you get to a new level of growth. Maybe the thing has been there the whole time and you've created space for this beautiful sensation in your body to come out, to just remind you, hey, I'm important. I've got something to tell you. Remember, don't forget about me. I know you're working on stuff, but remember the thing. And maybe that's a frame that you can look at the symptom flare up as.
Yeah.
Have you got any other ones?
Well, I think about 2 things as well. So depending on, it's never nice. It's not like, oh, I've seen the monster under the bed and it's so cute and fluffy and I just want to give it a big cuddle. It's kind of like, ugh, I see you and I'm done with you. So and it's massive energy, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, to get to that point as well, because you're totally letting your walls down and your guard down, and you've created safety with yourself to be able to handle the information. The other thing too, and we talked about it, I'm pretty sure I talked about it last week, is that just in the same way that when you're hungry, your body will send you physical cues. That is the same as oh no, I didn't talk about it. Oh no, I did, timeline. So the beliefs can also have a somatic experience in the body. And so, yeah, absolutely. It can be very common when you find the thing, it's like, whoa. So I actually think that that's really cool when that happens, because it's like, okay, this is clearly a thing. Now I get to start reprogramming it if you so choose to no longer have it in your life anymore.
So Philly, you asked the question. Actually, hang on. Before I do that, Denise, does that give you some good feedback? Yeah, cool, awesome, beautiful. Got a couple of people who you asked about word swapping. Mm-hmm. So Deb's heard of it. Pam's found word swapping really works and helps keep her positive and moving forward. And Mariah even uses it for her practice. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So you're using it not just from a physical or emotional symptom, but it's literally you're applying it to business and building the practice. Yeah, awesome, great. If we have time, we'll probably talk about different applications to this that goes beyond just using it for sensations. That's awesome. Okay, so why is that not swapping? There we go. All right, so in reckoning, desired state, I forgot to get the outlet up for write affirmations. Are you able to find that and pop that in the chat box?
I can do that. That is something I can do.
Because in terms of where this fits into the structured spark work, the very last outlet in desired state is called write affirmations, and the very last thing that you do that is really in preparation to really intentionally reprogramming, rewiring, is creating a list of your own word swaps for what's going on for you. So Chris, when he gets there, will put that in the chat box. Okay, so today we want to teach you the practice, how to do it, what it looks like, and we'll be using it in the scope of unwanted sensations to reduce it, if not completely switch them off, which is the goal, and also help you create your own word swaps. And I'll take you through some different things as well where you can practice it really effectively. sometimes word swapping, like it is a mental practice initially, but if you're just staying up in your conscious, rational, logical mind, it might not get as much of a shift. So I'm going to take you through some ways that you can really drop into your body as well and make this word swapping practice really effective for you. Okay, so words are powerful. I don't know where you heard this, but you say this quite a lot. Words are magic. That's why we call it spelling. Has anyone heard of that before? When Chris said that to me, did you?
Phil, I am really smart.
Okay, cool.
No, I think I got it on YouTube or something.
That is why we call it spelling.
I bought our daughters a dictionary for their 8th birthday, and I write a little scribble in there. It's like, hey girls, remember words are powerful. They have a way of becoming true. They're kind of like magic. ... That's why they call it spelling. Love you. Blah blah blah.
Love you. Okay.
I think that's exactly what I wrote.
So it's around like a self-fulfilling prophecy. So whatever the self-talk inside of your head, or what you say out loud, or even the way that you're feeling emotion, or even like imagining your sensations and what they look like and feel like, it's going to be a self-fulfilling prophecy. So we can hijack that by starting to use language in a different way. So the brain is laser focused on the language that we use. It always takes our inner dialogue at face value. So the brain and unconscious mind, what you say is what it believes is the truth. And so when you're saying things like, "Oh, I'm so exhausted. The bloating's back. I'm so anxious," it becomes this self-fulfilling, perpetuating cycle because it's feeding back the loop back up to the brain. So what happens to you in the chat box when you do have a symptom that pops up? Maybe pick one of the unwanted symptoms that you're like, far out. If I could wave a magic wand and it disappears right now, it would be so lovely if I no longer had that. What happens, and it could be physical, it could be mental or emotional. So what happens when that flares up for you? What's like your autonomic, where does your brain go? Where does your mind go when the thing pops up? My brain is fried. Yeah. So like already the brain, poor little brain's like, fried. Oh my gosh, this is dangerous. Oh, annoying. Oh, you're stupid. Guessing that's probably like from a mental emotional type symptom. You can even pop your symptom there with the thing next to it. Are you stupid leg rashes, and what have I eaten and drunk today to make it worse? I mean, even after doing all of this work, a lot of the times the very first thing that jumps into my mind is like, ugh, why are you here? I hate you. And then I'm like, oh, hang on. No, I don't. You're actually a very loving part of me. Thank you. Thank you for returning me back to the truth of who I am. So tired, so annoying. I'm in agony, anxiety. Why can't I switch off my mind? When I think about a symptom, again, when I think about a symptom, it's almost as if it gives it permission to show up. Oh, yeah, okay. Am I talking about that today? I've been preparing so many things that I'm like, are we talking about that today? Might get back to that later. I'm so tired. I feel sick. I'm so exhausted. Okay. So when you think about all these things in the chat box and your personal way that you talk about your body and the messages that are coming through via your mind or your body, not nice. I don't know. Does anyone have like a lovely, positive butterflies and rainbows connotation attached to the way that they're describing these sensations? Probably not. Okay, talked about the amygdala last week. I'll touch on it again in the scope of what we're talking about here today. So it is that part of the brain that's like your reptilian, part of the brain always scanning for danger. So when your inner dialogue is focused on pain and the negative connotative words that you're using, or thinking or experiencing, it sets off the amygdala. So the little fire alarm will go off. It's like, oh my gosh, exhaustion, tired, my brain can't think, it's fried, danger, 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 danger. So when threat is perceived, the body releases stress chemicals, which exacerbates the symptoms. So not only is it like this feedback loop can actually then worsen the symptoms, but also it fires neural pathways of pain. So over time, spoken about this in the past, but I'll just briefly talk about it again. Over time, like even if you feel pain in the body, or like emotional stuff as well, yes, it might have started somewhere else in the body, but over time, it's actually the brain controlling the pain. So when it hears these words, it's like autonomically is producing the symptom again or perpetuating it or making it worse. And that cycle continues again and again and again until we can cut it. Oh, Caroline, you've got one too. Oops. When my groin hurts when walking, frustration, and I ask it why it has to hurt so much. I'm trying to talk nicely to it before and during my walks. Seems to be healing and helping. Awesome. Okay, so this stuff works. It's so simple, but it works. Okay, the words also create mental images. So if I scroll up the chat box again, okay, like Mariah, my brain is fried. What image comes to your mind then? I use this knife because sometimes people like talk about their pain as stabbing. It's like, oh, I got that stabbing pain in my back again, or like, oh, it's back to a fried banana. That could kind of be comical. You could work with that. Oh dear. But our brain codes these sensations in the way that you're interpreting them. And again, it's just feeding this feedback loop. So when we can work with the images that you have connected to your pain as well, then things can change. And I'm going to take you through a process a little bit later where we're going to start rewiring this. So if you're here, I go down the rabbit hole of anxiety again. It's like the dark hole that never ends. Ah, I'm going to get lost. I'm never going to get out. Okay. So the more you engage in the old way of thinking about your symptoms, the more you'll stay stuck in the cycle of that symptom. Okay. Any questions so far? Again, simple process. Also, too, if you have like skepticism around this, or you're like, oh, I have tried it, but didn't really work for me. Like this is why we hold these workshops, especially to troubleshoot things. Okay, so how to word swap. So word swapping is simple. It's effective. It's going to send the signal to the amygdala that you are safe, even when you're in a flare. Even when you're having a bit of an anxiety spiral or a big one, or suddenly the gut issues are back, or you're exhausted, whatever it is.
Which one, Denise? Did you want to take a screenshot? The one before?
This one, yeah.
This
that one, yeah. Yeah.
Screenshot.
I think that's a good screensaver.
Oh, where am I?
Thanks. Oh no, I only took the.
Oh. It's like, yeah, I didn't take your faces. Didn't want those parts.
Thanks.
Okay. Now this is very different to toxic positivity. Toxic positivity is basically like, everything's fine, my body's fine, my brain is fine, there's no issues here. Because what this will do is you're gaslighting yourself. You can't lie to your unconscious mind, and you're pretending like nothing is wrong and like those messages aren't there. And so these messages are they're always loving, they're always protective, there's always wisdom inside of them. So if you're pretending that it's not there, then I mean, you might get a little bit of movement and shift in symptoms, but it's not going to last, and they might even start screaming at you louder, because it's like, oh my gosh, what do I have to do to get through to you? You are not listening. You're pretending like I'm not even there, and I like dialed up the pain or the sensation, and you're still not listening. You're pretending like I'm not there.
That's force, isn't it? It's force and fantasy. You're pretending.
It's a bit facade as well. It's like the fight, flight, freeze facade. It's facading.
You'll never heal when you're living in force. You'll never end your body burnout when you're forcing your health and your positivity. It's going to be real.
Okay, so that we can be honest with ourselves, word swapping is all about using language, using words, using imagery to move your brain towards what you do want, but still being honest with the experience that you're experiencing. So an example of this, well, actually, first word swap before we get into like examples, and then you guys can start building up your own one. And if you want to use the right affirmations outlet and save it for later, if you're not quite up to this part in Spark, go for it. But the first word swap is, how does everyone feel about changing the word pain to sensation or even symptom? I know I've started talking about symptoms. How does it feel if you could just start talking about these things as sensations? And when you entertain that in your mind, connected to the sensations that you put in the chat box earlier, how does that change the way that you feel about them? Natalie, yeah, that's okay. I can do that. Yeah, like hypnobirthing. Oh my gosh, there's so many similarities with this and hypnobirthing, for sure. Any thoughts? Like, does anything shift in you when you are like, oh, okay, so the anxiety is just a sensation. Ah, the brain fog's just a sensation. The exhaustion's just a sensation. That pain in my hip is just a sensation. What shifts do you notice there? Rach, thinking it's a sensation changes the thought it will pass instead of it's going to stick around. Yeah, it's kind of like just a sensation. It's just a thing that's popped up.
For a sensation rather than a symptom, and it lessens the feeling. Yeah, that's it, Julie.
Yeah, like normalizes it, neutralizes it. And so therefore that part of your brain, the amygdala, is like, oh, I don't think there's anything to worry about here. We're just experiencing a sensation. Okay, cool. And sensation's very neutral. You can have like beautiful, wonderful, positive, amazing, liberating sensations. And then you could have the opposite, but sensation is very neutral.
It's also not that, yeah. So therefore, yeah, neutral. So there's not a judgment. Hey, like you can't have awareness and understanding if you're in a place of judgment. So when you say pain or dodgy or stupid or something, it's not very kind. It locks us into a way of perceiving and framing the sensations, doesn't it?
Yeah, and Pam said it makes it feel lighter. I love what Bree said. Sensation feels like it's a kind message from the body as opposed to pain. Okay, yeah, Denise. Well, let's get to that. Okay, so here are some examples, and then absolutely pop yours in there. Give some word swaps a go, or if you're feeling a bit stuck. So Denise, the last one on this example is, I'm so tired or I'm so exhausted. A word swap would be, my body is resting and recovering. I really love using the word less, like Sully's just put less down, because you can then use a word that wires your brain towards how you do want to feel, and your brain deletes the word less, and your unconscious mind does too. It's actually like just clings onto the descriptor, but you're not lying. You're not pretending it's not there. You're just wiring your brain towards what you do want. So, for example, stabbing pain in back would be, back is less comfortable. Tightness in chest, my chest is less loose. And it's more powerful too if you're the antidote, or the word swap is the opposite to the way that you're describing it. The heartburn is back. I can feel my gut is digesting food. This is specifically what I used to use for really chronic heartburn and histamine flare-ups, where I could feel it. Like I could feel it stuck in my chest and like regurgitating. Okay, I'm using you can hear these words. These are my old words. Regurgitating, reflexing, burning up my throat. And then I'm like, oh, but my gut's just trying to digest the food. So that felt really honest to me. I can feel that my gut is digesting food. And then I thanked it. I'm like, oh, well done, gut. You're doing a really good job. Well done. Okay, so what have we got so far? So Sophie, it's a bit like thinking about emotions as just experiencing an emotion. It will pass. It's your choice to act on it. Yeah, so the word swaps can be for your emotions too. So if you're constantly feeling anxiety or depression or guilt or shame, it's like, okay, cool. Well, what's the opposite? It can neutralize it when you just see the emotion as a sensation as well. It's not me. It's just a thing that I'm feeling at the moment. It's just a sensation. Yeah. Some sensations can be seen as on the surface of body and others are internal, but it's a much better way to look at my body, my obvious sensations. Yeah, cool.
Here's a good one.
Lainey, how would this work for migraines or heightened sensitivity? It works amazing. Do you mean like what could be the word swap, or was that a question around is this appropriate or would this work for a migraine or heightened sensitivity?
You could even like just do some brainstorming. Like what is a migraine? What does that feel like to you? Just off the top of my head, I would say something like less pain-free.
Well, no, because you're using pain.
Boo!
Pain. The brain is,
boo!
yeah. It is actually really hard.
Less,
I'm good at it now because I'm like always thinking about it.
Less.
So my head feels less calm today.
Oh, good job.
Or like if a migraine, because migraines will show up differently for different people. So sometimes people just see like the aura and they feel nauseous or dizzy. So
anyone else got any? Feel free, like if anyone else, like when Lainey, sorry, was that Lainey? Yeah, when Lainey popped that in the chat, if you've got a good one, you can feel free to reply in there. Like, let's get teamwork makes the dream work.
Yeah, and then the heightened sensitivity. So Lainey,
That's
so
clear.
you were specifically talking about sensitivity to light and noise. Yes, it will still work because think about hypersensitivity is like what is actually happening in the body is your amygdala is on fire. It's like danger, danger. Oh my gosh, light, sound. Ah! And so then your words of, I'd be curious to know actually what the initial thought is when this happens. It's like, I don't know if it would be like, damn, the heightened sensitivity is back. It's probably like, light or noise or whatever it is. So you're word swapping to something that is the antidote for that.
Denise said less loose. Chanel said less clear in regards to the migraine, I'm assuming. Got a couple more from up here. Like Chanel, you said fingers are stiff, changes to less flexible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Boom. That's right.
Yeah, that's great. Show us your fingers. Kathy, sometimes when I'm word swapping, I really live that and feel that, and other times there is another part of me that thinks you don't really mean that. So is it just getting curious as to why that other part is saying no? It wants to battle with me like a test. Have you got something to say? You're nodding vigorously.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you, Catherine. Yeah, amen, sister. This is where I usually pull out my journal and I go for a walk, sit in my car at the beach, or go sit on the beach if it's not cold, and yeah, I'll just brain dump some stuff. Just like, what's going on? What's happening here? What have I been running away from or hiding from, or in what way has the less best version of Chris come out to play recently?
Yeah, so you can do like that parts work. The other thing too is just like, yeah, that's kind of normal. Like it is normal that, and sometimes it can depend on other factors that's happening in your day or the intensity of the sensations. It's like some days it's easier because of X, Y, and Z. So you could actually get curious around that too. It's like, what is happening on the days where I'm like, oh, I'm nailing it. Like, oh yeah, I'm like here, I'm doing it. Because there might be some patterns around that you can reverse engineer on the hard days. But also too, we're changing neural pathways. So old thought patterns are like those strong, hard highways. So it is practice, like it's practice, and it's quite normal to flip back to like, oh, it's too hard, can't be bothered doing it today. But the more you do it, have a slide on this soon, but the more you do it, the more faster you will heal. So the consistency is a big part of it. So if you're only doing it 50% of the time, then it's kind of like 50% of like things will still change. 50% is still great. But if it's 95% of the time, it's like, phew.
Soph had a couple of good ones. I breathed and talked at the same time. Change, I'm really bloated and look like I'm 6 months pregnant too. I'm feeling full. Yeah. And then does
that feel good for you, or does the feeling of fullness, is that uncomfortable? Because that potentially might still feed the same, unless feeling full is really exciting and lovely. Do you have to give Soph permission to come off mute?
I already did.
Oh.
I just did.
No,
yeah, I can hear you now.
Nailed it.
Yeah, is that okay?
Yeah.
So yes, it doesn't feel good. I was actually rethinking it and thinking I should reframe it as my digestive system's working really hard.
Oh.
Yeah, if that feels good. Yeah. Even like I'm getting nitpicky here. I'm like, is really hard. Does that feel good? It's working really hard. Because I played around with that too, with the old sensation of heartburn, where I'm like, oh, I can really feel you're working hard right now. But that even felt quite forceful, as if it's like the food's trying to get stuffed down into the next part of my digestive system. But when I just neutralized it a bit more to, oh, I can really feel my guts digesting food now, that's actually really functional. And it's like, our gut is supposed to digest food. It actually isn't supposed to work hard to do it. It should just flow. Yeah.
And then Sophie also said emotional wreck changes to I'm aware of my feelings.
Yeah, that feels neutral to me. Yeah.
And
loving as well. It's like I'm aware. I'm not trying to like stuff them down with ice cream or something.
Natalie, what about if you feel really tired but can't go and rest? Can't go and rest. Can't? Like can't?
You're going to go down a rabbit hole on that one first? You can if you want to.
Well, I often like to notice when I say can't or should or have to or need to, those ones, when I get stuck up should creek without a paddle, I get some good stuff when I do a bit of reflection on can't. But
yeah. Well, I mean, that could be part of your, okay, I'll get to your actual question in a secchi, but even that.
Sally brought up a good one. Sorry.
Yeah, you go. I have to, I get to, or yeah, I was going to say I choose to.
Yeah.
I choose to not rest today because it is your choice. At the end of the day, I mean, even if you have a screaming baby that's just like, I need you, you could choose to not pick up the baby. Now, I know that you're an awesome mum, so you wouldn't choose to neglect your child, but you could. So it kind of just helps to get out of victim and taking responsibility. But you could use the word less. So if you thought about, what was it? I'm really tired today. I'm less energized today. Yeah.
And just to change lanes and go back to what I was saying, like you're at work. No, I'm just assuming here, and I might be wrong, but no one kidnapped you and handcuffed you to work and forced you in there. So a part of you wanted to be there. A part of you wanted to choose that. So it's like, I chose this. And so you can work on a little bit of that as well. Like where your choice and where your responsibility in this situation is. But in the interim, what did you say?
I feel less energized today.
Yeah, you can try those as well.
You can even say it like you have energy. I feel less energized today. And then your body's like, oh, what? Oh, that's what we're doing. Energy. Oh, okay. I'll get to like a bit in the next slide. We'll talk about effectiveness.
Yeah. And then in the long term, you work on how many fires you're putting, or not putting out. What's the opposite of putting out? How many fires in your life you're having to put out, and how many obligations you've got, and how much space you're actually providing or not providing for you to heal. You know, can work on that too.
Yeah. Pam and Kat had good ones. So lacking confidence, feeling less ambitious today. Yep. Kat saw aching feet. I love this one. My feet are supporting me today. Thank you, feet. Yeah, awesome. Any positive swaps for annoying, loud, high ringing in the ears? Your amygdala's like, let's do more of that. Duh! Ding, 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 ding. Oh, geez, the word calm comes again. My ears feel less calm today. My hearing is less flowy today. Like, it's almost like it's so, until you don't have proper hearing ears currently, it's hard to even describe what it feels like to hear without that noise. I don't know if like flowy, my ears feel less flowy today. My hearing's less flowy.
What was the first one you said?
Less calm.
Oh, less calm.
Less calm. Yeah. And then Laney's. Okay, cool. So around the heightened sensitivity. So a word swap that you're thinking about, my amygdala is less accepting of my environment, or I feel less safe in my environment. The second one, heaps better, because the first one is still saying, the amygdala's like, yeah, I know I'm not accepting. So we're going to like do more not accepting. Sorry, you didn't say no, less accepting. My amygdala's less accepting. Okay, yeah, no, both could work. I like the second one though.
I like it because
I feel less safe, because that's going to be like, that's such a safety danger, safety fear, bad, will help bring that amygdala down a lot faster.
And it passes the caveman test, the Chris test, where it's just like, you know, less safe in my environment versus science. Big word. Anyway, but you might be different to me.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Natalie's got a good one for the hearing. Less clear. Yeah, clear. Because when you're hearing, it's like clear. It's like boom. Crystal clear. I can hear you crystal clear. And Caroline, what about anger feelings? Okay, awesome. So what would be the initial inner dialogue that occurs when it's just like, you're having the feels, and what's the first thing that comes to your head? I know that like Hold Me was like, the Dragon Mom's back. Dragon Mom. And then you would be flipping it to what you do want. Okay, yeah, I just want to screen. Yep, Dragon Mom, Dragon Wife. So I feel like calm.
I am a flower in the wind.
I am calm. I am less calm. I am less at ease. My body's feeling
joyful.
You could even tap into like what's happening in your body when you're about to have an anger explosion. Like, you know, maybe you start getting sweaty or your breathing starts getting fast, so then you can flip that to, I'm feeling less pleased. Yep, pleased is a good one too, because that's probably the trigger of the anger. This thing again. Damn husband.
I was thinking less joy.
Oh yeah.
Because that's kind of like
peace.
It would make me laugh to think of that. I'm just like, no poop, Sherlock. And that would get me into a better mood. Because I can see the fun in it, the game of it.
Oh yeah, I'm feeling hot. I'm less cool, calm, and collected today.
Yeah. Love it.
Okay, awesome. You guys have got it.
Nice work.
If anyone's got any other questions, or I'm like, I'm kind of stuck on this sensation, just pop it in the chat box.
Let's do this. Everybody just give us a high five. Go like this. Like just go chink.
Yay.
Good job.
All right.
Hey. Yeah, go.
Yeah, Julie, good question. How do you change the victim speak, as in, why does this headache, migraine always happen to me? I love just asking questions to sensations. It's like, hey head, what for? What are you here for? I'm listening. So you could still do the word swap, like my head feels less calm today. Hey, and what for? Because then that's actually stepping out of victim, because you're becoming the leader of your own self. It's like, okay, cool, the message is here. What for?
I keep breathing and swallowing and talking at the same time. A victim has no agency, feels like they have no agency. So in that moment where you have, why is this happening to me? As a victim, you have no choice. You have no abilities. And so therefore you have no responsibility. And so we call that below the line. So to get above the line, you got to look at, gee, I actually have some ability here. So I have some responsibility. So what is my response to this? And then Catherine, I love that. Asking my feet why they hurt and what's going on.
Yeah, good pickup, Denise. See, it's so hard, isn't it? It's just like, blah, 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 because this is the way that we usually just talk about the body. Oh, there's pain. There's something wrong with me. Okay, so if we're even going to like word swap that, hey body, hey feet, we take Kat's example. Hey feet, you feeling less strong today? What for? Like what for is very neutral. It's kind of like, what for? What's going on? Let's have a chat.
And I think this is why I like writing my stuff down. Sometimes in the process of me writing things down, I'll stop mid-word and I'll be like, ha, victim. and then it's just like, boom, straight away. I don't even have to write anything else. I don't have to finish my sentence. I've done the self-coaching gig. And I've moved up. And if we're doing word swaps, I can sometimes just do that halfway through a sentence or as I finish a sentence. Do you know what I mean? Like when you write it down, it really is awesome.
Yeah. So high anger. Now again, like what about just, hey sensation.
Hello,
hey sensation, you're here. You're just a feeling. And I'm choosing not to respond to you right now. Maybe later. Natalie, what about if you're feeling nauseous and dizzy? If you haven't already, Grace's healing story, was one of our clients, is on the podcast. Grace, it was probably only like last month. She had excruciating vestibular migraines, like to the point that she was pretty much in bed every day and like vomiting and diarrheaing if she had an episode. So she talked a lot about word swapping and like directing her brain towards what she wanted. This is kind of to do with the evidence collecting. I'll get to the nausea and dizzy in a seckie, but last week when we talked about evidence collecting, the moment that she stopped tracking her symptoms and started tracking her good days or even her good hours, every month it was just like more and more days of balance. So I feel less balanced today would be a good one for dizziness. And nausea. I feel like my gut feels less calm. I just love the word calm. It's my favorite word. Feel less calm today. Did someone ask Jen, should we be speaking this out loud? Totally can. So let me talk about the effectiveness, because this is a way. So if you're kind of just like a robot and you're repeating these to yourself, if the symptom comes up, it's not going to do much. I mean, yeah, the words are there, but you're also a body and you're a feeling and a system that has sensations. So when you can tap into those, then you're going to have more power to dial down the angst at the amygdala, where the amygdala is literally going to be like, oh, there's nothing to worry about here right now. Okay, cool. Don't have to perpetuate this anymore. So saying out loud, yeah, like if that feels more powerful for you, I did, but it was probably like out loud but quiet. Or I said it in my head in a way that I put like emotion into it. So for example, with the gut stuff, it was like there was so much love. Oh, good job. If I was by myself or, just with my kids, good job, well done, gut. And like somatically touch that part of my body too, like a good little pat, like good job. But if it wasn't appropriate, or it would be a bit weird if I said it out loud, I'd still do it with the same emphasis and the same emotion and the same tone in my inner dialogue. So feeling it in your body is really important. And I'm going to take you through something called self-havening in a secchi as well. And then like images as well. So if we think about what we were chatting about right at the start with the stabby knife, the back pain is like a knife stabbing into my back, or Mariah's one around the fried banana. I mean, if that's negative, if that's kind of comical, keep it. But you can actually, when you start saying the word swaps, just imagine what you want instead. So like I would literally, even with my eyes open, I would imagine my gut just like gently producing stomach acid, and the food would break down and it'd move into my small intestines. And that might be a good way you can kind of get a YouTube video so you can actually see what's happening or what is supposed to happen in functional physiology. And also, so anyone who has been up to or knows what their deepest root cause belief is, this is where you can stack your new empowering identity-based belief onto this as well. So again, using me as an example, old root cause belief was weak and incapable. So it's like, well done, gut. Well done. And I'd literally like just rub it and tap it until I felt goosebumpy and like just so proud of my body. And then I would tap into the empowering belief, and body, you're strong and you're capable, and I'm strong and I'm capable. And I wouldn't stop doing it until the sensation completely disappeared. And the more I did it, the quicker that was. Like literally the moment I just started talking to myself or touching my body, the symptom would disappear. Now, it doesn't mean that, especially when you first start doing this, the sensation probably will show up in the next 2 minutes or maybe the next 30 minutes, but that's okay. You just do it again. And every time you show up for yourself and you practice this, and it doesn't have to take long, it's all happening in the moment, the more you will notice that things will get less and less and less until one day it's like, far out, that symptom's gone. Like I don't even have that anymore. That's so cool. Thank you so much for listening. We so appreciate you. If you'd like to give us extra smiles, drop us a review and spread the love by sharing this episode.
You can also rate your own state of burnout and the root cause contributors by taking our Ending Body Burnout Assessment on our website. And if you're interested in learning about our group or one-on-one Ending Body Burnout programs, shoot us a DM via Instagram or Facebook.
Have the best day ever.